حكاية حفلنا الليلة حكاية عن طموحنا.
3, go ahead. Close your eyes. Remember the consequence of conveying this message artistically in a very nice way to win the heart of that person.
My name is Ibrahim Al-Darwish. I'm a student in the College of Medicine.
A male or female, from Arab or Turkish, or white or black. So it doesn't matter who
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, this thing just vanished.
My name is Zaki Al-Johar. I'm working with Saudi Aramco.
God, the only God who deserves obedience, and the Lord of Lords, Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
The best of you is the one who is best to his family.
Anybody can just give me your reflection about yesterday's event. Was it worth it? Come on. Come on, you guys. Huh? Yes.
I think about this program like someone in talk and speaking, just speak, because this is lazy. But yesterday it's good. Why? Because a lot of workshop and a lot of
Okay. Any other comment here about yesterday? Let's reflect about what was the most important thing that you gained from yesterday workshop. Yes.
Yesterday we moved gradually from step
Excellent.
to eliminate the stress while you were just speaking.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so there was a gradual phasing out of your stress through the steps. Remember, we were climbing a ladder yesterday. And this is why it is called the ladder of communication. And the ladder of communication, the idea of it is this, what you have mentioned is one of the good ideas, is to as much as possible try to eliminate your stress and fear and to get you involved and basically immersed in what? Islamic, English, terminologies, terms, statements, feeling of encounters that you're going to be facing whenever you're going to see other cultures and you communicate with them. So basically it's an excellent point you are saying here, and this is why we call it the ladder of communication. Okay, what else? Come on, you guys. I want more reflection. Yes?
And also we learned about how to train people.
And the beauty of it, it wasn't just a one-man show. Nobody was basically standing there as a teacher or as a student. We were all teachers, we were all students, we were all reflecting and evaluating together in a self-directed learning fashion. And that's the strength that you did yesterday. And this is the strength of because we are in the process of developing competencies and leaders. We're not in the process of a one-man show. This is the worst thing you could do to have, and this is what unfortunately many organizations are doing, to just depend on one person coming and giving a talk and leaving, and that's the worst thing you could do. We need to develop leaders. This is why our workshops comes under the umbrella of developing global leaders in the field of presenting Islam. Okay, so we were all working. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykhi. Welcome on board. Thanks a lot for coming. We have a very nice person here. Oh, sorry, you're not very nice. He's nicer or the nicest, sorry. Okay, so basically, this is what we did. Any other comment here? Okay, come on, you guys. That's part of the learning. We're learning it together, just reflecting. And you remember what I said about reflection. What did I say about reflection? Now I'm talking, but everybody's talking to himself at the same time. You are communicating with yourself now. You're trying to think. You're trying to bring these ideas, these thoughts, to share it with the group here. And the strength is that you break this barrier and you say something. Have a big mouth like me. Please, say something.
Well, actually, teacher yesterday, everybody gaming. Everybody gaming. We feel really, when he got to talk, we feel shame about what can I say. But when he's talking about Islam and how to comfort.
Okay, so basically yesterday we were able to reduce the shyness, and everybody stood very confidently and said something. And we were very proud of the results that we got yesterday. By the way, this is one of the best workshops, by the way, that I've conducted. I'm telling you this. And the team that was with me that left yesterday, they were very happy and pleased with this outcome. They said the level was very high of all the presentations that were given at the end. And they were very proud of you, really. we were talking about it, we were really amazed. So alhamdulillah, I was really impressed yesterday. Okay, let's go over the shortcomings. You focus, I don't focus. This is why you are reflecting. Tell me, what is it?
Well,
shortcomings, come on.
Feeling less confident is something that...
Okay, and this is why, and this is normal. This is why we're trying to conquer. We're trying to get rid of. We're trying to reduce. Now, something that you need to understand. There is no such a thing as getting rid of stress. Anybody who tells you that you get rid of the stress, he's a liar. Okay? Stress is good or bad. It is good when you use it for your own preparation, and it's a strength that God has given it to you. It is a strength that God has given it to you. Okay? But you have to make sure you use it for you, not against you. If the stress level is over, here comes the danger. Where you have a blackout. You know, all the speakers of the world, they have stress. If they say they don't have it, be my guest, they are liars. Okay? The stress has to be there for your preparation. It is a godly given thing that you need to control. Now, how to control it? Workshops like this, more training. Basically, the more you do a lot of, of this type of training, what will happen? You will mitigate that stress, make it less and less, and you will control it, and you will make it for your own sake and for your own quality. And the quality, if they speak about quality, that with the stress comes quality, by the way, if you use it right. So it's just a matter of how much I can control it for my own and use it for my own sake. In my preparation, in my own thinking, in my own thoughts, in my own... this is what we need to understand. So stress will always be there. Don't you think that when I came here, I was free of stress? Allahu Akbar. No, I had it, you see. Especially when you deal with people of Hassa, you have to have stress, because especially if there is no class provided, So what will happen? Stress level will be increased. So you need a class and coffee, which is not there here. I don't know why people of Hassa don't bring that. And I told them about the story the other day. The National Guard, Umran brought me there with a group of people to give a workshop like that. And there were a bunch of ladies, doctors, and when I said this, next day I had cartoons of khalas, mashallah, accumulated there. I didn't want cartoons. I just wanted, some khalas and coffee. So unfortunately, it turned out to be a sales market. Anyway, any other reflection? You guys, come on.
What about eye contact?
Eye contact. What's wrong with eye contact?
Okay. Shall the person be always restricted?
Yeah, eye contact. You have to, as much as possible, make the audience part of your talk. As much as possible, make sure your eyes and your contact are communicating with the people, so that you make them part of you. They are attracted to you. Okay. Of course, now what I'm doing, I'm walking in the middle of this. This is not the best way, by the way, but I'm trying to become closer to you. This is a good, by the way, thing, but you have to be careful not to give your back also to the people for a long time. It's good to make sure that you cover them all, so that you make everybody part of your talk. And that's why the eye contact, because you don't want people to be left out. As time goes on, they will be disinterested. They will be what? Disinterested. Then they will leave you, and they will be going up to the moon thinking somewhere else. So you have to make sure you bring them down, okay, and make them part of your, basically, workshop. What else, you guys?
It's better to ask the audience if he can apply to you. You ask him, can I continue talking, or can I...
Ask who? Me? It's better to ask the audience?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when you are in a discussion with somebody? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course, you have so courteous enough if you feel that you are saying a lot of words, because unfortunately, sometimes we tend to talk too much. with the other party, and that's not right. Listen to the people as much as possible. Try to be very attentive to them. Meaning, when I say attentive, meaning you understand not just the words. You understand even their emotion. The more you think, the more you listen to the people, you need to read behind the words. Because, and this is, by the way, part of da'wah. You have to be very careful about what is it that you say, when to say it, okay, where to say it, how to say it. Okay, when, where, how, and why do you have to say this, by the way, also is very important. And this is in the art of da'wah. I have a lecture called The Art of Conveying the Message. That's another lecture. There is another lecture I have called How Can We Win Hearts? The third lecture, which is very important, it is how to prepare yourself for any da'wah encounter. Whether it is a tour guidance, whether it is one-on-one, whether it is a presentation, how to prepare yourself to make sure that shaitan is not there, and to make sure that your intention is always pure for the sake of Allah. How can you prepare yourself for that? Because at the end of the day, it is not your what? It is not your strength, it is not your communication, it is not your knowledge, it is Allah's guidance. So how to prepare yourself to make sure that Allah's guidance will be there? And that requires a lot of preparation. And at the same time, you don't want to lose the merits and the benefits and the rewards of what? Getting the hasanat, because it is you that you want to save yourself on the day of judgment. Okay? So let's make sure you don't lose this. Always put yourself that the main encounter, the biggest encounter that you're going to be meeting is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. So if you always anchor your vision with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you're going to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on that day, okay, you'll always be vigilant or careful about your intention. So this is a lecture called How to Prepare Yourself. I gave it in Qatar, many places. And it's already, I think, on Tube, online. You could listen to it. Okay? But it's really a very important lecture, because we don't want to show the people, or we don't want to think that we are the one that will make a difference. No. Yes, you are only means. You train yourself to be a means to goodness, yes. But at the end of the day, it is ibadah, and it is a purity of the intention and sincerity. So if you go, okay, like yesterday, for example, we had 90 people coming here to give. If you go there and you want to show off, you lose. I mean, what's the hell? The heck with it, you know? No, it is your intention. You are there to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you have to concentrate on that. Now, how to prepare yourself to make sure that the intention is there? This is where you need to work hard on it. And this is the preparation that we talk about in this presentation that we give. Okay. Any other reflection? Yes, sir.
We just felt as you're non-Muslim, and how can that reflect in you? The talks we were talking to us, it was like we're acting as if we are non-Muslims.
Beautiful, beautiful. I like that.
We just feel as they do.
Excellent. And this is part of the training of your feeling. Part of the training of the feeling is that you imagine and you visualize in the whole workshop that whatever you are doing here, okay, is in a preparation for your meeting with a non-Muslim. And that puts you in a different psyche, different psychology, okay? So that you learn to habituate yourself to be what? In this mock-up. Now what we're doing is a mock-up. Mock-up means not reality, okay? It's just a mock-up. Okay, you are visualizing that there's somebody sitting and you are, because we want people to be in that feeling. And usually, when you remember the scene, a feeling will come with you. It's exactly when you have a loved one, your wife, and inshallah, you'll have wives in the future. Okay, if you remember your loved one, what will happen to it? You'll have a feeling, صح؟ صح ولا لا؟ استانسوا الشباب. ها؟ قوة العين زينة. طيب. سؤال في البحرين هذه تركوها عنكم. طيب. So basically, if you really, it's not just a loved one when I speak about wives, even, you know, when you remember your mother, what comes with this feeling? Huh? Love, great love. Huh? When you remember somebody that you don't like, what happens? Another feeling, okay? Somebody who's insulted your greatest man ever, Prophet Muhammad, what will happen to your feeling? Wow, okay? You see, this is where you need to, so basically the same thing. If you remember this person, but you put him in a different vision. What is the vision? You remember what I said when you were reflecting? Huh? What did we say when we were reflecting? I said What did I say when you were reflecting? What did I say? Remember yesterday, I said, when you closed your eyes, I said, remember the significance and the gravity of what? Of your message that you're going to be saying to this person. Why? Because if you remember that it is so significant a message, not like any other message. It is the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are conveying the message of Allah that He communicated to humanity through the prophets. So never think of this message as something little. You have to know that it is so grave, and it will make a difference in the life of somebody, not just in this life and in the hereafter. So this will come with it what? A very caring feeling, genuine feeling that you really want to save somebody from falling into the hell. And of course, in the process, you will be saving yourself, because da'wah to other people is da'wah for you. Never think that you come to the people standing on a chair and you are the one. No. Always be humble. Always be humble, and know for sure that whatever you do for da'wah, it is meant for you before the others. Okay, so da'wah, when you make da'wah and you are involved in da'wah, it is da'wah for you, and it is a cleansing and a remedy for you before it's a remedy for the other people. Never think that you are the one. And that's the worst. Unfortunately, we have a lot of du'at who have fallen into this trap, thinking of themselves that they are the ones. You see, as time goes on, they start what? Having this puffed up, you know, they say puffed up. They start feeling that, oh, their knowledge is the one, they are the ones. And the way they start dealing with the people is so rough. And they sometimes even, you call them and if they make you feel that you are lower than them.
They are proud of themselves.
And this is the worst thing in da'wah. Because again, what he is getting into is what's the most dangerous sin that brought bliss down. Arrogance. You see, in da'wah, if you get to that far, you have to be very, very careful. That means shaitan got off you. Khalas. لأن shaitan will not be with the bad people. He's already ruined them. He will always be with the good people. He will always be with you more than anybody else. Why? Because the other people, he's already finished them. Khalas. Kill them. In your case, and in the case of the people who are du'at, he will be always there. This is why you find a lot of rifts, a lot of problems with the du'at. Why? Because shaitan is always trying to make dissension, ikhtilafat, differences between them, to make sure that he hijack them away from the right message. This is what need to happen. So part of the da'i's characteristic is to be very humble. The higher he goes in knowledge, the higher he goes in a training, the higher he goes in his competencies and strength, the more humble he becomes. The more humble he becomes. Okay? So this is something, this is a trap that we need to be very careful about. Okay. What else, you guys? Come on. Any reflection? I know I'm taking a long time, but I know my words are, your words are very precious here to listen to, so that people we just reflect of what we did yesterday. Yes, Sheikhi.
Try our best to get rid of the sticky word in our tongues. You repeat them too much.
Oh, okay. We have to be very careful about wording, repeating some of the words that might be a little bit, that might stand in the way. Like Ahmed yesterday mentioned, okay. If you say it a lot, these are distractors. It will take people from. Just be careful about it, you see. And we tend to say it. I used to be trapped to one word. I would always say, but later on, alhamdulillah, as time goes on, with more training, I started phasing it out. What else? Yes, brother.
I think we should get rid of the terms that just Muslims could be can understand it, like Allah, Sunnah, such a...
we need to be very careful that when we say a word in Arabic, we have to explain it very well. Not get rid of it.
Okay.
Be careful. Because this is your culture. You cannot get rid. This is the Islamic culture. If you use Allah, clarify what Allah is. Explain it. Don't just say get rid of the word that's to satisfy them, or dilute it. La. Be careful here. Okay, you use some of the words, but when you use some of the words, make sure you qualify them, meaning you explain more about them so that people will start understanding them. Okay, and you have to be careful in your, of course, communication, especially at an early stage with non-Muslim, to say some of the Arabic words that they are not really cognizant of. They don't know them. So when you say it, as soon as you say it, explain it. Explain it to them. And this is part of your culture, your uniqueness. It doesn't mean you get rid of these words. No, you have to. So if you say Muhammad, okay, Allahumma salli ala sallam, peace be upon him, explain what the blessings and peace be upon him mean, for example. And if you say Isa, peace be upon Isa, why don't you say Jesus? Tell him, explain why we say Isa, not Jesus. Okay? And you have to explain the difference. Of course, we say sometimes Jesus in explanation, but these are not their names. Because what will happen in the process, you are going to basically repeat the same mistakes. Jesus, this is not his name. But we use it for the sake of clarity. But again, this is not his name, even if you use it for the sake of his clarity. Okay? You have to still say their original name is Isa, but as time goes on, the names were Latinized, and Isa became Jesus, and Yusuf became Joseph, and that is type of explanation that needed to be said. And we believe in all the prophets, but their names, unfortunately, and part of the changes and alterations that have happened in the previous scriptures is basically the names even changed. And who has the right to change the name of the people? Huh? How about the prophets? Would you, if your name is George, would you accept it if tomorrow your name will be Smith? You see, would I have the right to change your name? You see, I mean, there are certain things that you need to be very straightforward about it, but you have to be careful in the way you approach it, how you qualify it. أنتم دخلتوني الآن في قضية الدعوة وليس لي بالدعوة. This is different, okay? I don't want to. You got me into a different direction here. T-shirt?
No, shirt.
I'm not a teacher. I told you yesterday. We are all teachers. We are all students. We are all evaluators. We partner in the process of learning here. So you have to be careful about saying this word. I'm facilitating an environment of learning here. Trying to make this environment, because everybody is unique. Everybody has got treasure within him. We need to work hard to make sure that this treasure come out. Now, how to provide that environment? This is a type of environment that I love to provide, to make sure that people are respected for what they have, so that we can get this treasure out of them. It's like oil. When you want to find the oil, they do something called seismic. Seismic. You know, seismic has that. To find where is the most important oil is. So what I do here, I shake you like seismic and make sure that you are involved, and you stand and you talk, and I make you sweat to make sure you get out these treasures out of you, this oil out of you. The same thing is happening here.